Hey everybody, once again thank you for joining me here. So the last video that I made, we talked about the four characters or behaviors that usually lead to divorce, the probability of divorce being about 95%. And we mentioned criticism, contempt, stonewalling, and defensiveness. With this video, I want to focus on just one part of it, which is criticism, right? And then the antidote of it. So, in other words, this is a negative behavior. So, how can we deal with it? How can we solve this problem? So, stay with me. So, when we talk about criticism, we are talking about an attack of someone's character or person, right? And it doesn't really address a problem. So, criticism could be a question, could be a statement about your spouse, about the other party. An example, like, why can't you do this right? Like, what is wrong with you? Or why didn't you do it this way? Or why do you always do this? Or why do you never do this? Typical example, why do you never call me when I'm working? Okay. So guess what? You're talking about the person's character. The problem with criticism is that it removes the attention, right, from the problem to the person. So with criticism, you're focusing on someone, on the individual, rather than the problem. So in order to deal with this, what we have to do is pause. Let's recognize we are being critical. If your spouse is not telling you you're being critical, that is understandable. When you have some conversations and you realize, okay, this did not go well, ask yourself, was I attacking the person? Was I talking about a person's character? Or was I addressing the problem, the specific problem that I have? So the antidote to criticism, Julian John Gottman will talk about making requests, right? So instead of criticizing, you want to start gently and you want to make a request. You don't want it to be about the person. You want to address the specific behavior. So if there's a specific behavior that you don't like, make a request for that particular thing to change, right? And and it's okay to sort of pause and understand the person's behavior, why they might probably do what they were doing. So a request can communicate one a need that you have, right? And making a request also is a reminder that your needs matter. So it is okay to have a need in a relationship. It is okay to make a complaint about something that you need or about something that is not going well. The focus is that the focus of making a request is the solution. You're trying to find a solution. You're not trying to blame someone. You're not trying to point fingers that this is your spouse's problem. You know, it's going to be your problem together. Case in point, I was having a conversation with someone and talking about how it is easy for sometimes one person to feel like they are the problem in the relationship. Now, this is a sign of critical behavior because usually, if one person believes they are always the problem, uh, it's possible that they feel more criticized. It's possible that they do not feel appreciated. Because guess what? As you interact with each other, you would make mistakes, and so would your spouse. So instead of being critical, instead of attacking your spouse as being a problem all the time, pause, talk about a specific behavior, right, that your spouse or the other person is exhibiting, and then make a request for your need. And in this case, you make a request. You ask that, please, this is what I need, rather than you never do this. So an example of making a request with the let's say very simple case, which is not taking the trash out, right? Okay, so a lot of people say, uh, why don't you take the trash out every day? Why do I have to remind you every day or every week to take the trash out? Why can't you just think about this on your own? Like, why are you so lazy? Okay, so that is criticism. And you note that even hearing that can trigger a stress response in you versus, oh, I noticed the trash. I noticed you did not take the trash out this week. I would really appreciate it if you remind yourself or set a reminder so you can take this out at this specific time. I really feel, I'm really grateful when you do that. It really takes a lot off my plate. Guess what? You are addressing a behavior, you are making a request, and then you are adding appreciation. It doesn't mean you are just boosting someone's ego. No, it means you are getting your needs met in a way that is realistic, in a way that will get you heard. So, my name is Eko Kwachi. I'm a licensed professional counselor. I enjoy working with couples, dealing with conflict especially. So, let's link up. Thank you very much. Bye bye.